So where did the sound business come from?
Yeah, so with this money, so when the guy said we divide the money 3 ways, so for me, I was like, man, I need to start thinking about how my money can multiply itself. So first thing I did, because I had made a decision, even before I told them, I had already made my decision to leave the group. So I go to studio and shoot I do a song, Unavyonipenda with Mbidi, which is my first ever solo song. And I shoot a music video for it. So that's part of the money used there. But then I have some money remaining, and I go to my folks and I'm like, Mom, Dad, I want to start a business. Would you guys like to be my partners? I want to start a sound business. I have a footing on this industry. I kind of know the ins and outs of these things. I know live people. So what I'll do is I won't charge them the premium they charge by everything, so that people gravitate towards my sound. And my parents are like, okay, cool. So we bring money together, the money I had gotten and some money that I had saved up, and we buy proper equipment. And that year, man, nabukiwa show na sound yangu ina hire. It was I felt so good. Like me, I'm going here, my sound is there. Sometimes we meet, you know. But then the most difficult thing about it was, because my business model was to make it significant, not at just cheap, but significantly cheaper for them, so that people would gravitate towards our business. Sometimes I was them to Amkono, you know. So you'd find me at events
Setting up the sound.
Yeah, setting up. Events are done 6 a.m. We're there with speakers and drums, kunjaing. I'm sweating in the morning. So who was performing at that event? Me. Girls was screaming for me.
Sasa umeenda ukarudi.
Nimechange hadi nimevaa shorts na vest. Twende kazi manze. But I think that's part of the sacrifice you have to do. Business is difficult. And I understand people are and that's why I tell guys who say I want to quit my job and do a business. I'm like, please think about this thing. Because the security you have with your job is something you can't say. Business is difficult. Like, you never know the sacrifices you'll have to make, how many nights you have to stay hungry. But yeah, that's literally how my business started. Yeah.
So during that period, can you give us an average of how much you were making a month and what your living situation was when you're doubling up as a sound business person and a solo musician?
So you have to realize, at this time, I've started a whole solo career now. The one thing I did not anticipate is how low I was going to drop in the food chain after Lebanon.
Oh, in terms of being booked.
Brother, it's like I started again. I literally started again. That was the most humbling experience of my life. And it came with so much, because I remember at some point I became depressed. You know, when you're here and you've been going to gigs and people are treating you here, and then now all of a sudden you've gone back to you're not being paid for shows. You're doing things for free once again. So the only thing that's actually making any money is my sound business. Now, the agreement I have with my folks is I'm paying them back. So I'm literally not making any money, to be fair. So I'm working to pay back my parents. I'm working
for their contribution into the business.
To the business. You know, Manze, it was a difficult time. This was in 2019, and then 2020 happens, and COVID happens. So COVID, I did an EP. I had recorded an EP, and I was like, this is going to be my coming out party. Like, this is how charisma comes into the world. God said, oops, let me show you.
Yeah.
For I know the plans I have for you. But now it was plans to destroy me. They completely destroyed me. Bro, I released my album like this 2 weeks later. What's the thing dominating the news? COVID has entered Kenya. So I can't be booked for shows. I can't promote my music. I fall into depression. The business that was holding me down
cannot be booked either.
So that's a whole year. I want to tell you, guys, I'm about 10 months making no money. Now I was so depressed, I was sleeping in my bed.
And in your folks' house at this point?
Stoki kwa nyumba.
Dreadies na mea tu.
God damn it. Ni ukweli but ungesema hivyo. Yeah, and then now you're in this position with folks who had told you. Folks who had told you stick with this law career.
Yeah.
You refused. Yeah, man, that was the most terrible time of my life. Yeah, I contemplated everything. Suicide, like, every journey, I just
couldn't see a way out.
An escape. Whatever it was. So escape was going to be either I earn money or whatever. But I contemplated everything. Suicide was one of the options. And I even tried it, bro.
You tried it?
I tried it 100%. I was tired, bro. You know, it's one thing to suffer for a month, for 2 months. But when it extends to 10 months, 1 year, it became like I was done.
It was bad.
I was done. And then at some point, I just figured to a place. I was like, manze, pia, I can't keep beating myself down like this. Nikarudi kwa hiyo loan litoroka. Nikaanza kudu kwa law firm fulani tena.
2021.
I was so miserable. I was so miserable. I remember I was going to the law firm at Asionge, like, and you know me, I'm a bubbly, loud person. I just go there, sit the whole day. The day ends, I go back home. These people in
And what were you doing at that time? An intern and legal assistant?
Intern, and me, imagine I'm just an intern. Because
so you're interning, how many years later?
Yeah.
Like 5 years later.
And I haven't gone to KSL, so I'm not even a... I can't do anything. Yeah, I'm not an advocate, So...
Luckily, are they giving you any money at that point?
They're paying me 10 Gs. 10 Gs a month. So this, to be fair, this money was literally just transport. Because after everything, I remained with like, what's 2 Gs? You're 20, is it 24, 25 there? Or 20, I don't know. Yeah, but what's 2 Gs?
Yeah.
You know, so I was depressed. And then because I've been inactive for a whole year, my music has not moved. I'm not being booked for shows. No one is booking, like literally nothing. My career is not moving. Yeah. Your time, demi yangu tukakosana. Like, let me tell you, hey, life champered me. Oh. It's like chalk slam. And Finished. Then after I'm on the floor, Chukwu said tombstone.
Chini.
Jump on him from up there. Kill the man. Yeah. You know. Yeah, so my girlfriend and I break up. We've been together 5 years, break up. Hey, I'm starting to fight with my family because even now they're like, hey, boss, Kwani, what are you doing with your life? You're an adult now. You're not a
kid anymore.
Teenager. Yeah. You know, everything was crumbling. And I remember, so I sat down with my boys and I told them everything because I was hiding and I disappeared from people. For a long time, people didn't see me. But I went and just let her rip and told guys everything that was happening. And one of my boys said, listen, I know it's difficult, but there's only one thing you can do the only thing you can do is just keep trying.